Well, hello there guys, good evening to you, welcome back to my voice acting playthrough of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are carrying on the second game, Justice for All, case number 3, Turnabout Big Top. We have just heard from Trilogy and his proposal, of course, to Regina. We've heard his testimonies. Now let's see, we've got a new witness that's going to take the stand. Let's find out who it is in this latest episode. Hope you enjoy. Okay. Sweetie! You have to believe me! I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene!
So then, where were you when the murder took place?
We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room.
And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right?
Exactly! He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right?
That's what it seems like.
But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. When I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means?
It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility.
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double,
Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something.
Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool.
Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Kamen, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand?
Why did she just call him a pitiful clown?
The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record.
In West Canada, born and raised!
Name and occupation!
He just did the lyrics to the Fresh Prince. You didn't spot that if you didn't read too fast. The witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shoot, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? That was that one! But a couple of clowns who were up to no good started making your name! Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown.
You witnessed the scene around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked into this plaza. Without the humor, please. Okay.
Aw, poor Mo can't be as nor stupid yourself in court.
I know. I'm the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. If no one ever laughs at my jokes, I'm taking to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even try to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone! What do you think of me? How am I doing?
Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness!
Huh?
We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case.
Really? You really hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of your staff will be your straight man later.
Thank you! I can't wait! Or can't you? Now that that's settled, so we begin once again with the testimony. Of course you can! I'll talk for as long as you want. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clubbed the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now.
Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized.
However, witness is a bit, how you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
I'm afraid that if you push the witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling.
I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes.
I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. Hold it!
You just happened to glance out the window?
You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls! Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either.
What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night?
Why? Why? Parents don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday...
Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah! I forgot about that.
You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah? That's right! I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Ow! That's not something you just forget to mention! Yeah. What she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony.
Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony.
This should start turning the tables in our favor. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. Hold it! What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say...
Mr. Curls, the court remind you that humor is unnecessary.
No! How'd you know that I was going to make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like. Honestly.
Someone getting hit? Huh?
What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. Hold it! You say you saw the ringmaster get clunked over the head? Yes, I did! It was the climax of my story! He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't! I didn't see a weapon! Mo! Did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night? Objection! I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty! Oh, isn't this a bit melodramatic? So what would it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Of course I do. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you'll be telling us all that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to believe when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972, a quad count unit. What the hell? What?
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
They didn't commit. These clowns probably escaped from a maximum security clown car.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the scene team theme to anger this court?
No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well,
you're back from your jog?
Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma! Tampering with witnesses again!
So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clunk the ringmaster?
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out?
Yep. He was on permanent vacation, as they say.
Mr. Curls!
Your Honor?
You did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes! Exactly! The ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone silhouette next to him.
Very well. Then please testify to this silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime.
It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. Whatever. This should finally be good enough, yes?
It is decisive testimony.
Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that.
All right, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination.
Objection! You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay! Everyone get ready! All together now! Silk hat! Cloak! White roses! What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? I love pie! 3.1415! Silence, fool! You're to respond with the whole truth! No fractions! That was not a fraction.
Order! Order!
Mo! You didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. Objection! The witness said he was about to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. And the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case?
Clearly not. He's just toying with his court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How could you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this...
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance.
There's no doubt in my mind there were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curl's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need.
He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Objection!
This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it?
Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night.
No question in your mind.
Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that?
I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma. Where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene! That means... The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
No! That's not true! Order! 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 Mr. Curls!
Yes, Your Honor?
What is the meaning of all of this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey! That's just not right! That's so harsh!
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go into some of my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me to me belong there. No matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Ah!
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are?
I saw him! I swear I saw him! It was Max! Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat! I'm telling the truth! He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat! He was there! He... left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo. What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Objection! Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. Objection! This witness's testimony is so full of holes. Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. Ugh!
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm an old baby! Besides, what kind of stupid question is, how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I'd expected you say. You're sure that's how it happened? Say what?
Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
Take that! Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow.
Footprints?
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there! Ay, 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 ay! So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor! This witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record.
I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second! You guys can't just ignore everything I've said! Fine, fine! I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second! I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt! I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways! I'll give you the real deal this time! I swear! I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Curls.
Yes?
Testimony you provided up until now has been false?
It hasn't been false! I haven't lied! It's just
what?
I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Carver in her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Exposed.
Order! Order! I will have order! Francisca Von Karma, how could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny!
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls.
You're not going to believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows! Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw. This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of the crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Why would you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story.
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
What he just said was so strange. I don't think he would have made it up.
Which means that he is telling the truth?
That's what I think. Nick, wait! That means that Max actually used magic. Yikes, you're right.
No!
Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist.
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. But I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile!
If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
Hey, sweeties! What in the world is going on?
That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off in the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you?
I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly wherever I please. It's not that easy.
But it looks so effortless for you on stage.
It's not that simple! I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air.
Wow. You just told me the secret to your magic.
No! I broke the first rule! The cardinal rule! The only rule!
I'm sorry, Max. I made you break a magician's creed and to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope that we find... Sorry, let me start again. All we can do now is hope that we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker.
And that's the end of this episode. We'll catch back with it next time.
Hello guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also, you can check out my social media platforms, which are right below my screen. Please check us out and support the show that way. Don't forget, you can watch the action all live on twitch.tv/Stu Waters, where all the action is live with no breaks and no edits. Hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.